The Home Assistant Yellow comes with a whopping 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. And while that seems really small, you could definitely do okay with that for most smart homes. But I personally like to leverage media in various automations, and having it local makes automating with it more consistent. So in this video, we're going to add a 500 gigabyte SSD to this Home Assistant Yellow, so I can automate lots of boring stuff. Like I said at the beginning, 16 gigabytes is enough to get started with your smart home. But as you start to add more devices and more automations, that space is going to fill up quickly. 128 gigabytes in my Home Assistant Blue has been fine. I actually have about half of it free as of this video, but I would rather have too much space than not enough. Plus, if you want to store music or video inside your smart home, it's going to eat storage. And adding storage to the Home Assistant Yellow is really simple. So for this upgrade, I grabbed this 500 gigabyte Samsung M2 SSD off of Amazon. I've actually had this one for a while, so when I hit the buy button, it was around $58. But just this week I checked and it was only $35. Heck, you could get the 1 terabyte for less than I paid for this 500 gigabyte version. I'll leave some affiliate links in the description for anyone that wants to grab one of these for their Home Assistant Yellow. Anyway, let's get this added to the Home Assistant Yellow so we can start using all of that space. Like I said, installation is pretty easy. First, we need to power down our Home Assistant Yellow and flip it over. There are 4 thumb screws you need to remove on the bottom. Then you can remove the case. The team was thoughtful enough to label that M2 expansion slot. So we just need to find it and then slide our M2 SSD into that M2 slot. Secure it to the board with the little catch screw, and that's it. Now we can put the case back on, secure it with those thumb screws, and power back on our Home Assistant Yellow. So once your Home Assistant Yellow comes back up after you've installed your SSD, you'll probably want to make sure that it in fact does see that new hard drive. And we can do that by heading to Settings, System, and Hardware. Here, we're going to want to click All Hardware. Now, the easiest thing to do is probably to search for your hard drive. In this case, since I have a Samsung, I'm going to type that in and see what I get. And sure enough, there is my hard drive right there. So if you see your hard drive here in the hardware, then you should be good to go. Next, all we need to do is to migrate our data disk. And we can do that over in the storage section. So let's back out of here and go to storage. And here we can move our data disk. So we're going to click this, and it's currently using this right here as the data disk. And it says moving the data disk will reboot our device, and it's estimated to take about 10 minutes. And of course, you don't want to turn off the power during this process. So we're going to just simply select our new disk and say move. Now, Home Assistant is rebooting and reconfiguring, and when it comes back up, we'll see what we got. All right, so my Home Assistant Yellow has come back up, and it didn't take 10 minutes. It actually took closer to maybe 5 minutes for it to come back up. And as you can see here, our use space has dropped a lot. Here for the use space now, I'm only using 1.1%. So going forward, we should have plenty of space now. And that's it. We've added some new storage to our Home Assistant Yellow and moved our data disk to take advantage of all that new space. Again, there's an affiliate link to the SSD I used for this upgrade in the description of this video. And with that, we've reached the point in this video where it's time for you to go automate the boring stuff.